What was up with Scotty? Man, a man had a bad curry. Had a man holding his belly on the pitch like coach, and needed a potty. So we threw one Martial. But fam, where was he? What was up with Rashford? What was up with Varney? What was up with Scotty? Man, a man had a bad curry. Had a man holding his belly on the pitch like coach, and needed a potty. So we threw one Martial. But fam, where was he? What was up with Rashford? What was up with Varney?
Boom! Look, we're back with the OT'99 Banter Room. Fam, Arsenal, 0. Manchester United, 0. Stress. We're here today with my boys. Introduce yourself. FaZe, go first.
Yeah, man, FaZe F. FaZe F.
Yo, just gonna chop up about Man United. Yeah, let's go, man.
Go on, Chris.
Peeps, Chris, Arsenal all day. Got Bellerin. Peace.
Mazza. Look, today was stress, man. Oh. So what do you think? What? Let's go to the lineups, man. Let's go to the lineups. FaZe, talk me through it, man. What was you thinking when you saw your lineup, man?
Alright. Do you know what, bruv? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not mad at Luis. Bellerin at right back, I'll take that. It is what it is, innit? Bellerin at right back. Luis, he does his thing, man. He has his times, but I'm not mad at Luis. I like Luis. I like Mari though, innit? I didn't mind Mari in there. I thought Mari was coming into some form. Holding's not really my guy. Left back Cedric can't moan, bro. He's better at left back than he does at right. The blocks, you got Partey. You know the vibes already, Partey. Xhaka, I'm not a fan of Xhaka, but I think with Partey, his deficiencies can be, you know what I mean, they can be removed a little bit. So we'll deal with that. But obviously, like Saka, you know the vibes, bro. Saka injured, so we had to replace him. Pepe on the right, I'm not mad. Flipping Emil Smith-Rowe, not mad. Laka. Bro, do you know what it was with the lineup? The lineup was what it had to be at the end of the day. We didn't really have much option. I think with the injuries and so forth, obviously over out and all that, it had to be that, man. So I'm not really going to stress with Mikel. Do you want me to get into the United lineup?
Fam, go through. Why not? Go ahead, fam.
Yeah? All right. So what, you lot had Wan-Bissaka right back, off Maguire, Shaw. You know firms already, bro. I'm not really a big fan of your defense, so that's what it could be. I'm not sure why I didn't start. I probably would have put Bailly in there with Maguire instead of Lindelof. In the mid, Greg McTominay. That's negative for me. Pogs. Remind me, it was Pogs. It was
Rashford.
Pogs, Rash.
Fernandes.
Pogs, Rash, Fernandes, that's standard. And then Cavani up top. Obviously, Cavani, it was either Cavani or Martial, wasn't it? So you guys went for Cavani. We would have started Martial because I prefer him as a player, but I'll say overall, man, both lineups, they're pretty standard, man. They're pretty standard. I think he had more options in terms of without injuries and stuff like that. He had more juggle to pack, but for us, it kind of had to be that, really. So, I'm not mad at it.
Man, I think when I saw that lineup, I thought, you know what, I'm so happy that Tierney weren't playing because he would have given us smoke. I'm so happy he was out, man. And Aubameyang, obviously, he's a natural finisher. So when I saw him not playing, because he's got his mojo back, like he's coming to do 2 a game now and things like that. So I reckon if one of those chances fell to him, he potentially would have put one in the net. So I'm glad I didn't see his face as well. But overall, man, I thought, both teams had enough, I thought they had enough to put the ball in the net and win it. It was a smash and grab game. But man was WhatsApping Chris earlier on and he was like, you know what? This is going to be 1-1 type of mistake or what? It's probably going to be like one of them 1-0 ones. And this was set up to be one of them games as it went on, a 1-0 type of game, man. Fam, Eds, tell us what you're thinking, man. What was you thinking when you saw that lineup, boy?
I just thought it was there, to be honest. Like, you already know my feelings. I'm not a big Maguire fan, you know what I mean? And I feel like with Man United, the problem what they do is that even if a player's on form, they'll just bench them. Like, I think Bailly should be playing centre back, especially in these type of games. playing Pogba in attacking position on the wing, it just doesn't work. He's not an attacking player. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I feel like maybe Pogba should have played where Fred was, and they should have. If you are willing to bring on Martial that early, should have started it. Because I just feel straight away they were just trying to go for just the standards. And as I said before, I thought Man United, they don't play with no urgency. You wouldn't have thought they lost the last game. And even the way they play is just very standard. So I don't know. I just felt that the formation and just, you know, who they picked to play was already negative. It looked like they were playing for a draw anyway from the beginning. It didn't really look like they wanted to take the game to Arsenal. So for me, when I saw the lineup, I wasn't expecting anything like crazy, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of, as the game went on, I was excited thinking, okay, we're creating chances. It's not like the Sheffield United game when it was dead. It was open, it was back and forth. And as long as it's back and forth, man has a chance. But as it went on, man, and it went on, man, it was just, stress, man. It was long, man. We've dropped, United has taken 1 point from a possible 6, they were saying, innit? 1 point is long. Arsenal, bruv, they played us twice. They're taking 4 points. It's long. Arsenal's our new bogey team now.
At one point, in the second half, it was like 83 possession, 17. Like, we were just like pinned to our box. We weren't really doing anything. You know what? Like you said, we were just hoping for them to make a mistake, to score one goal, and then probably would have brought a defender on and defended the whole rest of the game. And I think that's what Man United. I feel like they play very negative nowadays. Before, they just used to take the game to the teams. That's why I know teams don't really respect us no more. You know what I mean? Because technically, like Arsenal's lineup, they were missing 2 key players, but yeah, it didn't show that in the game.
So what were you thinking, Chris? What are you happy walking away the draw? What? What's your thoughts?
I based on the lineup, in terms of the team picked itself. I think that the lineup that Arsenal had, it picked itself. I agree with Adrian in regards to Mari, but again, the game come too soon. He wasn't even on the subs bench, but I did agree with that. I like him as a defender, but I think that the back four picked itself. And again, we're 7 games unbeaten. No manager's gonna make a change from their lineup in regards to being 7 games on. You're gonna be picking the same players, tried and trusted. So, in regards to that, and again, well, overall, I think again it was headed for a 0-0. I just had a feeling about that when I saw the lineup and I saw Saka weren't playing. My heart sank a bit. I was like, no. You know what I mean? Overall, I think it was a fair result for both teams. Because think about it, Partey had his poorest games wearing an Arsenal shirt. But the worst game Partey's had wearing an Arsenal shirt. And I told you during the game, I think he's injured. He looked injured to me, the way he was moving. But what you guys think? I think it was a fair result all round, though.
Yeah, I think it was a fair result, especially with how the game went. But obviously, Arsenal had their chances. You know, they hit the bar. Pepe had that chance. But if anyone did deserve to win, in all honesty, it was probably Arsenal because of the chances they carved out. But Man United still had a few chances. But what I was saying
Arsenal's dead.
Arsenal's communication, dead. Man.
Arsenal's dead, bro. They deserve all the smoke, fam. Man, look. No. You know how many chances? Look, how do you have 80-something possession, yeah? We have like 17 possession. You're creating all of these chances. Fam, this is like old school Arsenal. Don't get twisted, you know. Don't let it excite you, bro. This is old school Arsenal where it was under Wenger days, where they'll have all these possessions, yeah? And don't put away their chances. Fam, if we just had 5% more, that would have been a smash and grab, yeah? And everyone would have been like, oh, United ran away with it, they didn't deserve it, we pulverized them. Fam, I don't care about possession or chances created. If it's not going in the net yet, for me, it's dead. It's dead food. It's dead food.
Bro,
Do you know what it is, yeah?
You had more possession.
How?
United. I just checked it now, bro. You had more possession. I didn't believe it as well.
Because I saw one screenshot of like 80, and maybe that was in the last 5 minutes or something. I saw
you can't see that. Did you see it?
Nah,
it's there though.
Focus.
You know, at 57%.
You know what it is? Yeah? The main thing, yeah, is that United come to the Emirates on a Burnley thing, bro. That's what it is. You man, nah. This ain't. That's the thing. It's like this ain't the old United, bro. You guys, you set up shop to defend and then counter. That's it.
Yeah.
That's why it was so negative, and that's why the possession stats they can be misleading in some ways because you guys literally all of your chances in the first half, mainly as well, were on the counter, innit? Like the long ball when Rash got his chance, everything was on the counter attack, and that's not the United. That's Ollie United, but that's not the United we used to, man. And that's.
But I think the reason why that is because, fam, like, I don't know, man. Like, we play it out to our full. It's like our attack collapses when it hits those wingers, fam, because they're not wingers, fam. So we have Luke Shaw trying to bomb up, trying to do. Wan-Bissaka was more, fam. You saw it in that game. Wan-Bissaka was in the ops box certain times more than Rashford. It was higher up more than Rashford, bro. It'll be the one getting headers in the box. Like, he got a couple of chances here in that box, and you're thinking, why is he there? Our wing play's dead.
It's counterproductive. It's counterproductive because you guys don't have the players for a counter attack.
Man, it's dead.
You don't have, when you're playing Pog wide, and then you know what I mean. All you're playing really, you got the wing backs for a counter attack. You ain't got the midfielders for a counter attack because you got 2 low blocks as well, innit? So it's not fluid. You're going long, you're trying to do all that. So that's where I think it appears that you're negative because you're trying to do a style. You're trying to cook a bolognese with chips, blood. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to cook a bolognese with chips. You ain't got the ingredients for what you're trying to do, fam.
That's what Chris be eating there. That's what Chris be eating.
But you know what? Yeah, not like Cavani missed a lot of chances. Even that chance that was a corner, that went for a corner, that was like he missed. Like if you look at it close, like even the other one.
Yeah, he missed it, but it was a corner. Yeah.
Okay, put it like this: if you had to rate your man of the match for Arsenal and man of the match overall, and your swaggest guy for your team and swaggest man overall, what would you do? I'm gonna flip this actually. So I'm gonna make you do the ops teams, yeah. So Ed, start off first, yeah. Who would you say Arsenal's swaggest man is, and who would you say their best player was on the pitch?
Even though it's my Ghanaian brother, Partey didn't have the best game. Because I'm looking at the lineup, and I'm like, who didn't really play well? Martinelli, but like he went off. Like Rowe played alright. Like Zet had a good game. Like he was causing a lot of trouble for Lindelof. So Saka didn't play too bad. The defense done their job. Like so maybe Partey, but it's not like he had a terrible game. He just wasn't his normal self. You know what I mean?
Standards, yeah.
The match fitness, you think?
Yeah, I think what Chris said, he didn't look like he was a bit injured. Like there's something like he didn't look like he wanted to, even when he was going for, he didn't want to put 100% in case to hurt himself. So I wouldn't say he had a bad game per se, but he just probably wasn't at the level we know him to play at.
And who would you say was the best player that performed well for them? For the ops? Oh, that's a boy thing. You know that one there, silence, cuz.
I'm trying to. I think Lacazette had a good, like, even though he didn't score, he caused a lot of trouble. Like, you know what I mean? Our defense is not even the best anyway, but he had the defense looking a bit mad. He hit the crossbar, he nearly scored. So I don't know. For me, I think he played well. But overall, like, it was just, you know what I mean? No one played like crazy above anyone, but I think everyone just done their job, to be honest.
What are you thinking, Chris? What are you saying? Oh, he's froze. Face. What are you thinking?
I'm going.
He gave you that emoji look. Look at it.
Now for United, man, I'm going Luke Shaw, man. I'm going Luke Shaw. I thought that he played well. I thought that he was positive. He nearly created a goal. He looks like a different player right now, bro, to the guy that no, bro. So I'm gonna go Luke Shaw.
Bad man party. That's what I'm saying. And your worst?
Worst player for United? Probably McTominay, you know. I feel like he was a passenger out there, bro. Like you see when you play 2 blocks, you got Fred and McTominay. Both of them a clear impact on the game in two very different ways, innit? Because if you got somebody playing exactly the same way, then it doesn't really do anything. And I feel like Fred tried. He had energy and he tried, but I just feel like if McTominay wasn't on the pitch, I wouldn't have known. He was on the pitch, I didn't know. I just didn't, it wasn't a presence for me, bro.
Fam, but didn't he eat a random spag bowl? Fam, he looked like he had diarrhea, like he was struggling, like he needed a shit. In all honesty, he looked like he needed to go toilet, fam. And he took one of them Pepto-Bismol type tablets. And
There's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with him, clearly. But if we're gonna say the worst, bro. Whether you know what I mean? Whether you had a curry for dinner or not, you're the worst, bro.
Fam, me personally, I'm thinking it's Rash, fam. Fam, the amount of yeah, fam.
Yeah, I forgot about Rash.
Yeah.
Rash was
making
right.
it mad.
It was similar. It was similar with Rash. It's almost like he was a passenger. He there, but he wasn't there. Obviously, he had the chance. So you remember that he was there, but missing that chance the way he missed it as well, bro. That's a red cross, man.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
Me?
Yeah, like if you were to rate your Arsenal players, who would be your best one, and then who would be your worst?
For me, I'll probably put it down to Partey as well. It's kind of non-existent. Xhaka had a better game than in the midfield, and I put it down to match fitness because Partey's legit. Like, I mean, United.
No, he is.
But he's 30. He's 30 because someone like Partey is someone that every team will scream like would need to have. He's a guy that he's got passing range. I didn't know his passing range was that good. When he was at Atletico, I didn't realize that it was that good. I knew that it was good for his sort of combative type defensive midfielder type like skill set. But fam, that guy can hit a pass from like 20 yards. He can pick it up. A nice precise short pass or us, like a 20 ranger. He's good. And he's a ball winner as well. And he seems like
Is it more that maybe he didn't have a poor game, it's just that he never really reached the standards he usually does?
That's the thing. I think like his start has been all stop-startish, innit? What did he have? An injury before that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just, I don't know. Like he's only...
You know what it is though? Even on a bad day, he had a bad game today, innit? And people have bad games, but I think that even on a bad day, he will...
Still good.
He will allow Xhaka to look better than he would with someone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because he does the dirty work. Even though some of the passes were off and there are a few fouls that were just sloppy, he still ticks it over in there to the point where Xhaka can just do the simple things and look better. So
yeah,
that's the thing with them kind of players, man. When they have a 6 or a 5 out of 10, they're still influential on the team. Because I'd rather have that Partey that's playing that badly than no Partey. Because before we had it, we probably would have lost the game.
No, it's true.
So what's your thoughts on I know you got to see Odegaard not for too long, but what's your thoughts on him, man? He jumped in, done a little cameo, and in your perspective, do you think like Odegaard can bench Smith Rowe?
I thought that he looked like there was so few touches, man. I thought it was really hard to say. From the few touches that he had, he looked measured, didn't it, on the ball, and he looked confident on the ball. So I think he's a ball player. He's a ball-playing player. And I've heard the Ozil comparisons, which I'm not really trying to deal with. But at the same time, I think if we have a player like that in there, 2-touch, and he can just kind of bring in the strikers and link up the play, then I'm happy with that. With the Smith Rowe thing, I don't think it's really about whether he can replace Smith Rowe or whatever. I think Smith Rowe is so young and so green in the game that it's good to have that. He needs that. He needs the competition. Because I think if we didn't have him, then we might overuse Smith Rowe at this point. And then Smith Rowe the ball. And then you've seen it, man, with a lot of the young players that we have. When there's no competition, them man there they'll stunt their growth in it. They get to a point and they don't really get better because Saka's a bit of an anomaly in that respect. But like Reece Nelson's or whatever, if they got consistent games, they're going to stunt their growth. Even Bellerin did the same. He had no competition at right back, and he just doing 6s out of 10. So I think if we can use both of them, it's only going to help both of the players, man. Smith Rowe will be hungry. Do you know what I'm saying? He'll look over his shoulder. He'll be like, all right, Odegaard's starting today.
Yeah.
Get my start.
Do you think there's enough? Do you think there's enough space for both of them? You know, like United had issues with Pogba and Bruno playing them both together. People saying they can't play together. Certain people think they can. Do you think Smith from Odegaard could fit in the same system?
I think if we're trying to build a team which is trying to win something substantial, not just FA Cups, I think we need a good squad, man. So whether he goes back to Madrid or even if he stays, I think having two people in the same position will never matter that, bro. Never matter. That's got to drive you on. Then it's sink or swim, innit? This is football, bro. I'm saying this is football. Earn your shirt.
What's your hopes for Odegaard though? Because for me, he's not a guy right now that worries me. He's not a guy that bothers me. He's a guy that, fam, I remember when he was 16 or 14 or whatever it was, yeah? Everyone wanted it. Every top team in Europe wanted Odegaard. Every team. Like, Real Madrid was obviously leading the race, but United was in for him. Like, Bayern, like, everyone was in for him. Barca, and they ended up choosing Real Madrid. I was hurt. He went for a big fee, big wages, I think, as well. Training with the first team, didn't quite pop off in Real Madrid. Got loaned out. I can't remember where he went again. I remember Pep saying, if we sign him, if we bring him to Bayern, I'll make him into the world's best player or something. Everyone was gassed over this guy. He got his moves, didn't work out. I don't even know where his loan spells were, but it didn't work out. And then he went to Real Sociedad, and he had a decent season there. It's like, I know people are gassing it, saying that it was great, but I mean, he's been doing okay. He hasn't been setting the world alight, but he's been doing okay. And then obviously now he's got the move, like, because for me, I mean, if a guy like Odegaard was setting the world ablaze and everyone thought, wow, like he was on loan, you know what I mean? I would have thought more teams would have been going in for that guy. But it just seems like Arsenal had a free run, got him, and it was that. I just feel like, is he that good if you could just have a free run at this guy? Take him. No
How
chance.
many teams do you think needed him though?
Huh?
That's the thing. It's supply and demand, isn't it? Supply, the demand is not there. The demand is not there for number 10s right now.
Bro, there's always demand
Most teams
for
have
quality
one.
guys. There's always demand for quality guys. If he's that quality and the team didn't need him, they'll be thinking on a money tip where at least you just get him to sell him. Like, I just don't see how you can have a quality guy like that and not that much competition. Or maybe there was. It's just that I didn't hear about it.
I heard he was going somewhere else though, and I heard it was like Mikel Arteta spoke to him and made him change his mind. Something mad like that. That's why I think he's going to be starting.
Sociedad. I think it was Sociedad.
It's his own club. He wanted to stay at Real Sociedad, and then Arteta called. So the thing is it's like, and then he jumped ship from them to Arsenal because I don't know, he probably saw a brighter future in the Premier League under Arteta, or maybe it was, he was getting a better package overall. I don't know. But his mind after that.
There's more spotlight at Arsenal than at Real Sociedad though.
Yeah, basically. But yeah.
No, I think it's good, bro. I think it's. What about Bruno, cuz? You know what I'm saying? You can say the same thing about Bruno.
Yeah, exactly.
No one was really on Bruno, cuz. You know
Don't chat shit. Don't chat shit, bro.
They weren't knocking down the door for Bruno, so I think
Tottenham wanted him. Tottenham wanted him. Probably almost walked through the door.
Tottenham wanted him.
Yeah.
But look, Odegaard, yeah, he's unproven, isn't it? Let's be honest. He's unproven. Talent's there. The reputation is there, isn't it? Like, the spotlight's there, but he's unproven. So we took a gamble. We took a punt. I think if you look at the Prem, just the Prem, I don't think there were many other teams, like Chris said, that were, I don't know, they weren't really on him. It was just Sociedad. So Tottenham weren't really looking at him. United don't really need him. Man City ain't going to take him. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking at the top 6 of the Prem, it's only really like Everton maybe that would take someone like that. But then they got James as well. So
how about Europe? There's Europe, fam. There's like the rest
there's Europe. There's Europe, but I don't think the big teams in Europe would take a gamble on something. You go, Chris.
No, I was just agreeing with Adrian. I seriously think he's a quality player, but I just don't think there was a market for him to go to a big club. And again, Arsenal came in for him. He probably saw that he'll get more love. And again, he's got Arsenal have got that experience with dealing with Madrid with having Ceballos there.
Yeah.
So that probably played in our favor as well. Sure. So, and he's seeing that Ceballos was getting games before his injury. So hopefully this is like a good short-term marriage or whatever we want to call it, and he does well for us. But I'm hopeful for what Odegaard could do. I'm hopeful.
So what? You man are 9th, yeah, and you're on a good run now. Like you're unbeaten in like 6-7 games.
8 now.
8 games. Is it 8? And your next games are
8,
what?
yeah.
You got Wolves away, Villa, and then Leeds. What are you thinking? That's a 9-pointer for you, man.
Easy. Easy. Easy, bro. Bro, on a real, check them teams' current form. They're all losing. They're all catching L's. All of them teams' current form, they're all catching L's. Because at the start, I'm sure, and Wolves beat us before. I think we're gonna give them a hiding. We owe them one. We owe Wolves a good beating.
I ain't gonna
They're
lie.
on a poor form.
If you man get those 9 points, fam, you're in the mix, fam. Like in terms of, you're talking about the European spots. You're in there.
But firms, we had this conversation early on in it last year, and I said from day that this year is a top 6 team for us, man. It's a top 6. I'm not really going to look too much above that, given the players that we have, the start to the season that we have. Top 6 is realistic, so even from them games, I think we can get 6 points from them next 3 games. Villa might be tough. Villa could be a tricky one still, because you know how they turn up. But Leeds and Wolves, I think we should be looking 3 points each game for that, man.
Man, thing you annoy me, man. Arsenal.
One win in their last 5, Villa. One win in their last 5, Villa. We're gonna beat. We have to beat them. We have to beat them.
Ed, what are you thinking though? We got Southampton, Everton, and flipping and West Brom. Our next 3: Southampton, Everton, West Brom.
The games we should win, but like our last game before this, like, you know what I mean? Kind of shows that Man United, we can play. We win one game against the top team, then we'll just lose a random game. So there should be points that we should win. But it also depends what team we play, isn't it? And then what type of attitude they have. Because I don't know, Man United just play too laid back. You know, what Adrian was saying. Their football is not the Man United that, you know, we grew up on. You know what I mean? So
what do you think?
The thing is that actually,
do you think it's do you think the squad's there then? Do you think the squad's there to be challenging for the title? But maybe it's a mentality thing, or do you think it's a tactical thing with Ollie, managerial, coaching, whatever? Or do you think that there's gaps in the team? Like if we had a successful summer, do you think that we'll be talking about a different story now? Or what do you think the issue is?
But you know what it is? I think it's down to what I said before. I feel like with Man United, like they've changed their ways. They show too much respect to teams. So like he changed his formation to kind of settle for certain results. And I think he just needs to be a bit more like attacking. I think he gets a bit too scared. He gets a bit too worried that he may lose points. He'll play like Pogba on the wing, which he shouldn't be playing. But I think right now, the team we have is the team we have, and we can play better football with the team. But him just into like changing so much and the formation, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But those are out of those games. Those are points we should win. But time will tell.
I know when I look at the squad, when I look at United's squad, oh snap. When I look at United's squad, I'm thinking, okay, we need a right back. Wan-Bissaka's got no competition, and he's not delivering enough balls in that box. Kieran Trippier, I'm here, was supposed to be that guy. He's a specialist at crossing that ball. He went and got that ban or whatever, and then that ruled him out. I'm looking at Trippier.
Who got it back?
Trippier.
Oh yeah.
For like 10 games or 10 weeks or something like that. Anyway, he got some long ass ban. I'm looking at the thing like we ain't got a consistent striker. You're not trying to have a real title challenge when you ain't got a consistency up top as well. We got part-timers, bruv, up top. We got part-timers. Martial's on furlough, bruv. Rashford is doing like sign on, sign off. He's doing that whole like, bruv, he's on a mad one. And then you've got Cavani, who's hasn't really been getting enough game time, to be fair. Now, like he gets game time, but it's more like not in the Premier League, not starting. Like, he should have been the main guy from a long time ago, I reckon. It's only now that Ollie's starting to say, okay, yeah, let me start playing him as the main guy right now. But I still feel like we need a guy. And we need a guy that can get 1 and 2, I feel. If you want to be winning that league comfortably, you need to be able to rely on someone to be able to provide 1 goal in 2 games at least. There's not too much of a...
So wait, is the objective for you guys to win the league? Do you believe that can happen?
Bro, our objective, yeah, no whatever, like, our objective, yeah.
That sounded like David Cameron, bro.
No.
That's on the David Cameron thing, bro.
Fam, it ain't to win the league. Our objective was just like, they must have told Ollie, close the gap on City and Liverpool in terms of the points. Yeah, that one's like a given. You ain't gonna be wanting to be finishing lower than 3rd. So if you've got 3rd and closed the gap, that's probably seen as a positive. If you've advanced maybe if you got to the quarters, I would have said it's not unreal. You know what I mean? Like, then that's like fine. It's not going to cost you your job of the Champions League. I'm talking about. You got to the quarters of the Champions League. It's not going to cost your job, but you know it's good. And you know, if you're lucky, pick up a trophy. I don't think Ollie would have lost his job over them things if he didn't. If he just closed the gap and finished top 3, it would have been fine. We find ourselves in a position now that we're like top of the league for a couple of weeks. Currently like 2nd or 3rd right about now. I don't know how it's going to be at the end of this weekend. Fam, you got to start believing and taking your chances. But obviously, our squad's showing that we ain't got the mentality yet to go on and do that, fam. The cracks are still there. Like, if Bruno's not firing, Bruno's like a huge majority of how we play in terms of our attack. If he's not firing, the squad's not firing as well. And where we're creating chances, the strikers are not even potent enough to just, fam, it's long. Over.
You know what Adrian said? I feel like it reminds me of Leicester. You know when you said that was the objective was, I don't think was ever for Man United to think they were going to win the league, but the opportunities is like, you know when there's like little light glimpses of opportunities present themselves and whether you're going to take it. And I think this little segment has shown that the opportunity was presented that we potentially could, but I don't think we're equipped to. Like, look at Leicester. When the opportunity came for them, they just believed in themselves. They're like, fuck it, we're going to go for it. But Man United, we don't play like we want to win games. You know what I mean? Like, compared to like Man City they're like playing like they've got something to prove. Like Man United are playing like the season's over and they've won the league by 10 points. They're just chilling. Like,
Fam,
the hunger
City play.
Even the way we play.
City and Liverpool, the hunger they show when they play, closing down teams, like you see 3-4 man closing down guys, and at times United was doing that today. I ain't gonna lie, you had Cavani, Bruno doing that. Rashford would do 1-2 times here and there. Fred's always running, the hard workers, but fam, without them man that's doing the running, our pressing is dead. Everything's dead. All you got is Bruno running like a headless chicken, and he hardly ever wins the ball. He hardly he does the running, but he hardly wins the ball and takes it off you. Like Cavani.
Bruno was on the side of the milk can today, bro. He was on the side of the milk, man. I'm still trying to find him. Where is he, bro?
Fam, you're chatting shit. Fam, remember Arsenal's still dead out here, fam. You lot are still playing with the mid-table teams out here, fam. Don't get it twisted. Even though like this days, fam, we're still on a different boat. I think it was what Adrian was saying that when it comes to like competition, I feel like Bruno probably doesn't really care because he's like, he looks around and he's like, ain't no one replacing me anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're gonna say, oh, Van de Beek come on or Pogba. There's no one's gonna take his place. So for him, he'll play the best he can, but there's no hunger to be any better than what we deem him to be because he's like, I'll start anyway. You know what I mean? His place is not under any threat at all.
To be honest, he does seem like them self-motivated players though. I don't think he needs competition. He just because you don't go through them runs where you're banging consecutive players of the month in a year or something. Like you don't go through them runs without being self-motivated and be like, bro, I swear it was beef with Maguire. How you come to a team, you're fresh and you're already showing people about them. So I think he wants to win. I think he's a winner.
He's the greatest of all time. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's the greatest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, fam. Let's talk.
But my issue with this whole thing, with the league thing, is that if you insert Klopp into United tomorrow, you could probably challenge for the league. Because if you look at how you even mentioned about how Liverpool are playing, Liverpool defensively crashed, and it's like you got Salah, Mane, and Firmino, and when Salah's not firing or Mane's not firing, the team looks dead, innit? But somehow, sort of desire in it. They've had their little bad run, but they've still got some sort of desire. But I feel like their squad got exposed. But United's squad isn't actually that bad. The defense ain't great, but it's not that bad. But you insert a manager with a different mentality into United tomorrow, I reckon you could go. You could challenge.
That's the thing. I don't. I want United to keep Ole for as long as possible, bro. 'Cause, bro, they're gonna be mediocre for as long as he's there. Like you'll get them times where you're top of the league, but everyone knows they're not gonna win it. They're mediocre, bro. I'm real with you. It's that manager.
We ain't me. How you gonna call Ole? How you gonna call us mediocre when since flipping Bruno came? You know what? Since Bruno came in, we ain't been mediocre. That's my opinion. Since Bruno came in, we've gone to that next level. Not quite there yet, but that one that just needs a bit of petrol in the tank, fam. That's it. We're on the next level. Like we're in like.
You ain't won nothing though.
Yeah, but our performances. I mean,
what do you mean?
Over Arsenal, the benchmark is Arsenal and United.
You ain't won nothing, bro.
Man, we lifted a trophy last year, man. When it's all said and done, we lifted a trophy, bro.
Man, don't come and tell me about that flipping bean can thing there, fam.
Do you know what? It's
man, don't even want it anymore.
I'm not proud. Fam, I'm
Also,
not proud.
you got an FA Cup stat right behind you, you know. You got an FA Cup behind you, bro. You gonna try that
You see this here? See these things here? United fans knew that this is the thing that mattered here, followed by this. This year is just for colour, like it's just for decoration, really and truly.
Fam, when it's all said and done, cuz Arteta he brought some sort of desire, bro, winning mentality. Do you know what I'm saying? Finish the thing, and he did it. But I don't think Ole will even. I think he'll leave United without a cup.
Yo, stay locked in for part 2, man. That was a mad part 1. You already know the smoke was served. Part 2, man. Stay tuned. Lock in.